Maraming salamat for being with us.
Yes, nice to see you. I'm confident because in the previous years, nakikita mo talagang maganda performance ng insurance industry. Priority na talaga ng gobyerno, lalo na ng Insurance Commission, yung pag-ensure ng healthy financial health ng insurance companies. Pagpasensya nyo muna. We're trying to solve the situation, but we have to solve it step by step. We welcome all engagements with industry stakeholders. Number one, overseeing or ensuring that all the insured, all the clients continue to be serviced well by insurance companies. Secondly, to ensure na tuloy-tuloy yung digital migration ng insurance industry. I see a bright future for the insurance industry.
Good evening.
Good evening. One of the missions of PLIA actually includes serving as a vehicle through which problems, issues, concerns that's really common to the life insurance industry. How do we continue servicing our clients? In fact, our outlook for the insurance industry is really very positive. Basically heighten the awareness as well as the need for life insurance. Bottom line is important, but people come first. PLIA was quite influential, di ba, in convincing the Insurance Commission to allow digitally enabled selling as a temporary solution to the inability of advisors to do face-to-face selling. Digitally assisted selling has enabled our advisors to communicate with their clients on an even more personal level. The key message we actually delivered to the insuring public during this pandemic is actually we remain constantly accessible. Agency leaders, we must always strive to build on the trust the insuring public has bestowed on us as advisors.
Group kasi as Gamma is, siyempre as a president, I want Gamma to be visible, relevant, and influential. So I'm here to guide my people. The hardest part is balancing empathy and ambition with the team. Through social media, you can expand your market reach. Today is the uncertainties. Right now is the best time to promote our product. We as leaders, we have to know what excites our people. Basta, every effort must be acknowledged and recognized. That's my view. It's no less than activity. It's like an advisor. We are forcing or encouraging our advisor to make a list of their prospect names. The same with the leader. They must have also a prospect names that they will be inviting them to join the team. So whatever the things we learned pre-pandemic, this is now the time to apply it. Being a leader is regardless what time, whether it's a good time or a bad time. If you are a good leader, then prove it. Prove it now. Pandemic will pass. There's a time to grieve. There's a time to say that I have a problem. There's a time to say I have a concern.
Yung support system, iba din po kasi yung support system if your parents or your sibling or someone really close to you, alam namin na mas makakapagbigay sila ng mas maganda at clear na serbisyo para sa mga kliyente natin, di ba? So we go out din po by giving more to our social responsibilities. So hindi lang natatapos po yung ginagawa namin service within the industry. We go out, we go beyond. If you really need our help, like for example, kailangan ng exam hub, na online exam hub, pwede tayo maghanap ng ganon, assurance with the customer that we will not parang abandon you. So it really increases the awareness. Also a hearing person, a listening person na makikinig lang siya dun sa mga sentiments mo. I've learned to delegate. Yun po siguro yung isa kong strength, to delegate talaga. Para at least yun nga, maging independent siya, matuto din siya kasi na nag-mold sa akin. So it's really that purpose that really pushed me along the way. Hindi lang naman for this year, but I think for the coming year.
Buenas noches, Senor Ivy, Senora J. I'm so happy that you have this show where we can all come together once a week. And I saw the mission of life insurance and I felt like my talent is in management. I know mas malaki yung impact for the advocacy if I become a leader because I know that's what I'm good at. I'm willing. I have that sense of responsibility to take care of people. So what keeps you going is when you see how you have helped or supported somebody become successful in the business. But as a leader, I really need to snap out of it right away. Number 1, stick with the mission. Number 2, find a way to make your presence felt. Number 3 is to stay professional, keep professional. And number 4, rework the structure, upgrade it so that magkakaroon na pa rin naman na ulit ng cadence yung office.
Believe in myself, and of course yung support ng family, support ng friends, and of course the mentors, yun yung nag-propel sa akin in this industry. Integrity, diba, in agency leadership, they need to feel and see na alam ko yung sinasabi ko, that isa ako sa kanila. So may group page na rin kami agad, right? May group page kami, ang dami naming GC. Meron kami GC sa ganito, may WhatsApp. What works with them, works with them. So kung ano yung nag-work, so yun yung ginawa natin. So I value family, security, and health more than the business. The people is really having a hard time adapting to the new to the technology. That's normal. Now, then pagdating ng pandemic, wala nang choice but for them to adapt. Leadership is leadership, regardless of platform. Something that you heard. Leadership is service. Leadership is motivation. Leadership is inspiration. Leadership is relationship. If you don't have that relationship, you don't have that foundation.
Life is beautiful and everything is beautiful for me as of this time. Yun, ginugol ko talaga yung buong oras ko sa paghahanap all over the Philippines. Wala pong agency business na walang leader. It was building lives, building leaders. Ang dami pa talagang magagaling na pwedeng maging leader sa industry na to. Family support is very important in doing the agency business. I'm so fortunate that my family are all into this business. Usapan naming 4 na mag-bolt-in na tayo, no? Mag-full force na tayo. Tinitingnan ko talaga yung progress ng economy ng isang lugar. Yung saturation ng business, kung ano, it takes a lot of research. Huwag padalos-dalos.
Maybe God is so good that He gave us this all the blessings that right now the family, while there are businesses that were badly affected in these pandemic times, we also know that there are so many businesses that are flourishing. So the people who are working in these industries, who are making good during the pandemic times, are actually very potential big market for us. The need for life insurance and medical insurance become more real and urgent. People now consider setting aside their funds for life and medical insurance as one of their top in their priorities. As people are just seeing what the agency had achieved, what they did not see are the story behind, story of failures behind the agency. People that only have confidence in their leader, but more importantly, they have confidence in themselves. The power of practice, kailangan para ma-master natin yung lahat ng ginagawa natin.
Connect is the word. Why connect? Because we need to connect to them differently, and in a way we need to connect so that we can manage them differently. Because of the pandemic, certain shifts in behavior came about. So now millennials and Zoomers are now more focused on job security, health, and welfare of the family. So 80% of the millennials and the Zoomers were badly affected by the pandemic. That means 80% has lost their jobs. Why? The Gen Y or the millennials, meron silang view of the world that it is my way of looking. Mas marami yung nag-try being entrepreneurs, and so we need to put them in a program where they can learn and also touch the more important aspect of their being, which is, it's for me, what is the mission about and what is the value of this job.
Hi Shane, good evening. Good evening,
Maayong
Shane.
gabi sa tanan. It's my first time, but I'm excited to share something valuable to everybody. And it's so challenging to get a significant income from this industry if you do not do it full time. You know, it makes you humble, And I thank the Lord for that because talagang sabi ko, thank you Lord for making me humble pa. And we're used to talking to people, number one. Number two, every week we have our product presentations to our doctors as well. So we do that here in the insurance industry. We also do our presentation to our clients. And third is, we're used to going out, help him or her realize that he needs to do this discipline, so that makuha niya yung goal niya, yung target niya, yung dream niya. Then somehow they're amenable in doing, the discipline. I mean, pandemic really gave me something na, it's very valuable and it helped me a lot grow my business. There's something in this pandemic that will push you, out of your comfort zone. It's up to you if you will, get out.
Good evening, Jay. Good evening, Ivy. And good evening. Shout out to mga taga-Tan Dynasty and Aksan. Of course, to all my friends in other companies. Good evening to everyone. I experienced 2 bankruptcies, no? One in 1993 and one in 1999. Because those failures parang it made me, it developed my strength. Failure. So pag sanay ka sa failure, when you fail at something, especially in our industry, maraming rejection, parang baliwala lang sa'yo, di ba? Kasi yung dream ko talaga is to rise back up. No? And kasi yung mindset ko, once a giant, always a giant, di ba? Pag nabagsak tayo, babangon tayo as a giant pa rin. Grabe yung utang na loob namin sa kanya, no? I really parang dedicate a part of my success to him and our success siguro sa insurance industry to Henry Gokwan of True Life, no? He was the instrument God sent to my family sa insurance industry. Bilis natin magsabing it's not for me pag nahirapan tayo. And that made me realize that success is about attitude and mindset. So yung ginawa ko lang is kung ano yung weakness ko. I made sure doon din ako magpo-focus, mag-develop sa sarili ko. I use Christ principles of leadership. I think nothing beats the Christ principle of leadership because it's perfect.
Good evening, Jay, and good evening to all. Welcome to our Season 2 of Leaders in Action. Ang bilis talaga ng panahon. Another month has passed, and now we are in the Burr months. Sana naman, maganda ang Pasko nating lahat. We are indeed very happy to be back and to continue to be one of your valued partners in your leadership journey. But once again, we wish to do a special shout-out to all of our guests and viewers of Season 1. Jay, kumusta naman?
Good evening, Mr. IB. Good evening to all our audience and welcome to the first episode of our Season 2. I'm just doing fine, Mr. IB, but I have to admit na miss ko talaga yung ating Thursday regular 8 p.m. habit. That's, alam mo naman Leaders in Action has become already a part of my system. That's why katulad mo, I am so excited that we are already back on air and excited to be sharing again our Thursday evenings with our dear audience. Thank you everyone, because even we were on a break last August, last month, you continue to visit our Facebook page. Thank you for those who are watching or who were watching, liking, and sharing yung Mr. IB, yung ating segment na let's hear it from our leaders. No, na we featured for the entire month of August. No? Alam mo, Mr. IB, we have a total of 31 agency leaders from AXA, FWD, Manulife, Film Life, and True Life who went out of their way to do their yung own video shooting nila, just to answer yung mga assigned questions po sa kanila. So alam mo, at ang mas nakakataba doon, Mr. IB, most of them we do not know. Most of them, we have not even met personally. And yet, when we reach out to them, they they readily agreed to be part of our project. So to all of you, our dear leaders, maraming salamat. Thank you for your generosity.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes po. We got a lot of positive feedbacks about that segment. And Mr. IB, there were even requests for us to continue doing it. We will seriously think about yung inyo pong request, and hopefully we will have more agency leaders and more companies participating if in case we will resume that segment natin sa Facebook page natin. Now, for our episode tonight, alam nyo, we really gave this a very serious thought because inisip namin ni Mr. IB, what is it that can match yung maiden episode ng ating season 1? Because if you may recall, we have no less than Insurance Commissioner Dennis Funa as our maiden guest. Marami po ang na-surprise, marami po ang na-impress when we had Commissioner Funa on our program. We know how busy a man he is. Kaya nga po kami ni Mr. IB napawaw din kami when he agreed to our invitation. So for our episode this second season, we wanted something similar, equally powerful, equally impactful. Yung ding merong Mr. IB, merong element of surprise, may element of yung may wow factor, Kaya naisip namin if in season 1 we were able to have the father of the Philippine insurance industry, for our season 2, we thought of featuring naman the big brother and the big sisters of our local insurance industry. Na-inspire po kami doon sa isang quote ni Sir Isaac Newton which says, if I was able to further see more than the others, it was because I stepped upon the shoulders of giants. Alam naman natin na si Sir Isaac Newton had a immense contribution to science and to mathematics. Siya po ang nag-introduce ng law of gravity and motion. But despite all these successes, he never failed to give credit to the men who came before him and who paved the way to his own success.
That's true, Jay. We will do an Isaac Newton tonight. We will do our best to give credit and highlight those who paved the way for many in our profession. We have certainly many giants in our industry. And we are excited to be joined by 3 of them tonight. Although we will do our best to feature the others in the future episodes. Our industry icons are agency leaders who have devoted much of their life to pioneering and spreading the gospel of life insurance, developing a new generation of leaders while achieving great success in their own careers. And their contribution to the industry is felt by both the agents and the leaders whose lives they have touched. They have served the industry for decades in many capacities, conquered different challenges, and today, nakakatuwa naman, they still continue to solidify their contribution to the industry.
Yes, it is just but fitting, Mr. Ivy, that we dedicate our episode tonight to all the giants of the local insurance industry represented by our 3 special guests tonight. First, we want to recognize their immense contribution to the agency distribution because they have successfully developed more equally successful leaders and advisors, and of course, for paving the way for more and greater opportunities for those who followed. Second, we want to learn their secrets, not only to their success, but to longevity. You know, they started their career at a time that is so much different from what we have today. They
Yeah.
do not have internet. They do not have the digital tools. They were only offering very simple products. Yet they managed to be on top, no, of the game throughout these years. And last, as they have witnessed the evolution of business through the years, we also want to hear their advice, their words of wisdom for our new generations of agency leaders. I am personally excited to hear the many lessons that they have to share with us tonight.
And it is both interesting and good to know what have changed, but at the same time, what remained the same after all these years. And they are in the best position to help the new generation understand that. And in a deviation from our practice in season 1, instead of just having one guest, we are again indeed happy to introduce to you 3 of the icons of our industry. So mga kasama, please help us welcome our 3 very special guests tonight. First, we call on Sun Life Branch Manager, Miss Maritz Abellera. Hi, Maritz.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, Miss Maritz.
Hello.
Hi,
Good evening.
Good evening,
Good
Maritz.
evening.
Good
and
evening.
Jay.
Good evening.
Evening.
Second, we want to call on Mr. John Chua, Manulife Branch Director. John, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. And our third, from Insular Life, District Manager and Chairman of the Board of MLR Financial Insurance Industry, Miss Malu Romero. Hi, Malu.
Hi, good evening everyone.
Hi,
Glad
hi.
to be here.
Again, welcome. Welcome to the 3 of you. Maraming salamat for joining us.
Yes. Good evening to our 3 special guest sharer for tonight. Thank you again for accepting our invitation. There's supposed to be 4 of you tonight. But unfortunately, District Manager Gani Antonio of Film Life is not able to join us due to some health reasons. Manager Gani, we are missing you tonight, but please get well soon. Your 3 colleagues here will very much cover for you. So our 3 managers, before Mr. IB shoots his first question, gusto ko munang kamustahin po kayo isa-isa. So let me start with the only thorn among the 2 beautiful roses here. Manager Jan, kamusta muna po kayo ngayon? How are you?
Mabuti ho. It's like a reunion of Gamma.
Oh, yes. Lahat po kayo ay Gamma, Gamma presidents.
Yes.
Oo. Manager, naka-vaccine ka na, Manager Jan?
Yes ho. Kano pa?
Okay. So, yeah, fully protected na, Manager. Okay, so thank you again for joining us tonight. Second, let's go to Miss Maritz. Miss Maritz, how are you tonight?
Well, I'm here really excited because truly, no, sabi ni Jan, it's a reunion. And of course, we also miss Danny, who's been a forerunner, no, in Gamma. So I had the opportunity to serve him as president.
Okay. But ano po, he's sending his best regards to the 3 of you po. So thank you again, Miss Maritza, for joining us tonight. And of course, Miss Malu, how are you?
Well, I'm very happy to be with you tonight. And of course, having all the giants of the insurance industry, especially Maritz and John, it's really a great honor and privilege for me to be with them. And of course, we will miss you, Gani, kasi you're also one of my role models. And that all your practices has been very, very useful during the time that I was a district manager then. Thank you and excited to be with all of you.
Again, thank you to the 3 of you, no? And we will continue to pray for Gani's speedy recovery, no? So umpisa na natin mga icons and legends of the industry. Of course, all of you are very well known in your respective companies as well as in the industry for your success and contributions. No, however, there are so many new leaders because of the fast development of the industry. So maybe for their benefit, no, we'll appreciate if you can briefly share something about yourself. Maybe kailan kayo nag-umpisa sa industry, kaano karami mga tao na inyong natulungan, and at this point in your career, what do you consider as your greatest achievement so far? No, so start off siguro, again, sabi nga ni Jay, the only thorn among the two roses, no? So John, can you start before Malu follows and then si Maritz?
Okay. Hello,
Go
I'm
ahead.
John Chua, an engineer by training, an advocate of proper financial planning, and I'm in the business of making people's dream come true. My career in Manulife spans over 45 years.
Wow.
And at present, I've realized my dream while executing my business plan. My job is to find the right people for the selling career to make them independent entrepreneur who are interdependent with all of my sales associates and my partner. That's Manulife. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my 30 seconds ad. Additionally, I have been a leader for 35 years, and the number of agencies I have spin off is 2 with a total FYC of 130 million. Currently, my group, North Sky Region, consists of 4 branches, 23 units, and 445 agents and managers. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Again, thank you for your contribution to the industry. Malu?
Well, as for me, I started initially. I have been in this industry for the last 40 years.
Wow.
And so sabi ko nga, this is very significant because in my 40th year, we have this interview. This must be very meaningful. So 24 years of which I became an agency leader. But initially, I've been a $1 million roundtable after for 35 years. So
Wow.
I kind of, what I did was role modeling, meaning I'll show them that if I can be a $1 million roundtable, so can you. Very important. So up to this time, benta pa rin ako. This is my 35th year to become MDRT. And
Wow.
for me, that's something na parang it's a part of me na hindi ko pwede siyang iwanan. But of course, my hope and dream is that to be able to have many general agencies to be spin-off so that I become a super general agency for Insular Life in the next 5 or 7 years. And that I will have many MDRTs as well in our general agency. Again. And then for me, having right now, I have about 2 unit managers and 4 AUMs, and that we have about 40 in the general agency, financial advisors, and still counting. Ako, para sa akin, para ako nagsisimula uli. Kasi with the pandemic, it's always, they come and go, di ba? You have to always either, are you ready for contract renewal or you're ready to be terminated? But I think nowadays, I know a lot of financial advisors are really having some difficulty. And that we are still continuously recruiting, and that every Saturday we have our business opportunity forum. I'm still a work in progress. Marami pa akong kakainin. But I will learn a lot from Maritz and John Chua. Thank you.
Thank you, ah. Thank you. Very humble naman si ano, very humble. I think that's one of the traits of a fantastic leader, humility. Na even if you've got so much achievement, 35 years, and you have 24 years as a leader, you will still stay, you have a lot more to learn, no? Again, maraming salamat. Punta naman tayo kay Maritz. Maritz, share
Yes,
your
yes.
wonderful story then.
Yeah. Good evening again, everyone. I am Maritz Abilguera. My friends and associates fondly call me Manang Maritz because of my roots. I come from Northern Luzon.
Okay.
Okay. I'm really very I feel humble and honored not to have John and Malu because when I started to join Gamma, John was already a very, very successful leader in Manulife. And of course, Malu was my classmate in Gamma EMD. And she really inspired me so much.
Yeah.
At the time, katakot-takot ng MDRT yung kanyang na-achieve. Really, right? So among the three of us, I think I was the junior at that time. And I really learned from a lot from them. Also, I just hope Gani was here, no? So kasama kami ni Gani. Gani, we would go to the kapihan of Gama then. Taga-silbi lang ako kasi I was supposed to promote the essentials of leadership development in the kapihan. Okay? So, I've been in Sun Life for 40 years and I've been an agency leader, branch, wala kaming districts eh. So the highest position in the management path is a branch manager.
Mm-hmm.
So for the past 27 years, I have built and spun off 5 direct branches, and 4 out of these 5 have already spun off 8.
Wow.
That's our second generation branches. And in 2020, I mean this year, 2021, we already have 2 third generation branches, so that makes a total of 15 in our lineage of branches. Ayun. So this make me be fulfilled and ecstatic, no? Because we came from a very, very small branch in 1994. We were, tingin ko doon, at the time, we were a premature branch kasi I only had 2 unit managers and 33 advisors. So after my 5th spin-off in July of 2019, today, we have 1 sales manager, 12 unit managers, 4 manager candidates to be appointed soon. And we have about 133 financial advisors and 25 rookies. So yes, we operate all over the Philippines. Metro Manila, I have people in Central Luzon, Southern Luzon, Northern Luzon, Bicol, and the Visayas.
Again, congratulations, Maritz, no? If we add all of your years of service in the industry, 125 years, no? Fantastic, no? Kumbaga isang kumpanya magbabayad na ng whole life policy, lampas-lampas na sa 100. Wala pa sabi niya nga, wala pa si Gani niya. Dahil kung si Gani, baka double pay pa ang nangyari, no? Earlier, si John mentioned he was an engineer. John, paano ka naman napadpad sa magandang profession na to? Ikaw ay enyero.
Well, after graduating from engineering, I worked with a family steel manufacturing business as COO, child of owner. Walang ginagawa.
Child of honor.
In 1975, I was approached by my fellow classmate from high school, Mr. Frank Fu, who was also an engineer, to sell me a Manulife policy. My natural question was, anong ginagawa mo sa Manulife? After he explained to me how much he was making, he did not sell me a policy, but he sold me the career. I said, I want that too. My entry with Manulife was not easy because at that time, we were only accepting 2 to 3 agents a year.
Oh, wow.
In 1975, I started training one-on-one for 3 months. Then I found out that I had the wrong citizenship. I was disqualified from getting a license. Kaya dramatic, no? Fortunately, at that time, President Marcos enacted a naturalization law for foreigners, and this was my answered prayer. I waited for 1 year, reporting to Manulife every day,
Wow.
and was finally contracted in last quarter of 1976. In my first 3 months of work, I was able to buy my first car in cash.
Wow. Galing. Galing. Again, it's a demonstration that kahit bago, kaya, no? Si Malu
Kaya.
naman. Malu, how did you find yourself in this career?
Okay. I was an executive secretary, all right? And I went to visit my cousin's house in Camp Aguinaldo. And she showed me the different trophies na napanunulan na daw, nabigay sa kanya, and for earning 75,000 pesos. And at that time, my salary was only 2,500. So I said, pwede ba, can you recruit me? Kasi I think that's what I like. So I had myself recruited. And so I joined the general agency of the Lopezes, yung Afisco Insurance Agency. And I will always be grateful to them kasi it was Mr. Tats Dasilio at that time who was really my agency leader and who trained me to be where I am right now. But as you can see, after 12 years of being as an agent, I said it's about time I wanted to help other people. So that's when I started to put up my own unit. And then from being a unit, then I was promoted to being a district manager and now having our own general agency wherein iba rin kasi yung general agency contract sa district contract di ba? So that's even more, kumbaga, we have freedom to be able to become the one-stop shop for all the clients because we can offer life, non-life, and HMO, wherein Insular Life is also affiliated. Parang ganon. That's how I started. Thank you.
Again, the opportunities present in our career. Maritz, ikaw naman, anong iyong naging beginning sa ating industry?
Yeah, I was a grade school teacher at the University of the Philippines Integrated School. This is a pilot school, no, that I was in, and I taught for 10 years. And one time I met my Tita Aida Portugal. She was a retired co-teacher. So she was the mother of the unit manager who invited me to Sun Life. Parang nasabi ko nung time na yon, nalala ko pa sa oblation pa yun eh. Oh, Maritz, kumusta na? Sabi niya, naku tita, finally I finished my master's degree. And medyo disappointing pala to, sabi ko ganyan, because I just got 50 pesos increase per month. So that would be about 600 pesos a year. So medyo kinakabahan na ako. Sabi ko kasi, if I stay in the academy, I would have to take my doctoral program. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to be a professor. The requirement, syempre yun, di ba?
Yeah.
Then nakita niya yung na-disturbed ako, and of course, she invited me to go to an orientation program with her daughter, Miss Josefina Portugal pa siya ngayon, and she was married to our marketing director, Douglas McLaren. She's now Jopin McLaren to all of us in Sun Life.
Okay.
Ayun. So, na-encourage naman ako ni Jopin because at that time, we had still classes. And sabi ni Jopin, alam mo Maritz, dito, you can write your own check. So medyo na-excite ako doon. Binigyan niya ako ng blank check. So, what would you want to earn from Sun Life? How much would you like to pay yourself? So I was earning like 1,000 a month. That's 13,000, 12,000 a year. So parang hindi ko ma-imagine kung ano yung gusto kong kitain sa Sun Life kasi she's telling me unlimited dito yung income eh. So it was unimaginable, di ba?
Yeah.
Then I wrote, guess what? I wrote 1 million on
Wow.
that check. So it's history. Of
Yeah.
course I made it.
Yeah.
When
Congratulations.
I took the path of management. So I became unit manager in 1984. And then I became a sales manager. I was one of the first sales managers of Sun Life in 1992. Kasi nga, at that time, we were already preparing to go after the red company's position then
Yeah.
as the market leader. Sa mga
Mm.
panahon na yon,
Mm.
kasama na ako dun sa mga loyal sa Sun Life working on the red company. Okay. So I became branch manager in 1994. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Again, the three of you, very interesting beginnings, but there is some commonality, no? You found in this business the opportunity and the reality that dreams do come true. Jay?
Yeah, I'm sure those people who recruited and inspired you to be in the insurance industry are very much proud kung makita nila where you've been already, the three of you. Mr. John, meron akong question sa iyo. After being in the industry for 45 years already, based on what you have observed and experienced, what do you think is the major difference from how you built and managed your team before versus how the leaders of today are forming and managing their own teams?
Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank you guys for the invite. It's really an honor for me to be here, especially when I thought that Gani was also coming. Kasi Gani was my mentor.
Mm.
And hindi lang mentor, idol ko, no?
Mm-mm.
Nung panahon niya, nung nag-ano siya, president ng Gama, akong taga-pindot ng PowerPoint niya. Anyway, before, we were a few, about 23 agents. That was in 1983. Up to 1983. I became a supervisor in 1987. Then we were 300. We recruited 4 agents per manager per year. Admin was only a handful, and we were directly under VP sales. We do the planning, follow up on agent sales, and even their underwriting follow-up, lahat kaming gumagawa.
Wow.
We were also part of the training team for new recruits. Trainer din kami. And foreign trip was only for the top 2 every year.
Top 2?
Top 2 lang. Management override was simple, and we were promoted based on our promotion, based on our production and seniority. In short, during those times, we were micromanaging. Walang choice kami noon. Okay? Today, we have more than 12,000 agents. We have many levels for sales team and sales manager support team. Admin have product division, policy service, training, recruitment, agent support, marketing, and claims to support the sales group unlike before. In sales, we have also many levels. Sales manager, sales management overrides have so many levels. Nalilito ako. There are many bonuses and promos, incentive, and trips are so plentiful with so many qualifiers. That's the main difference.
Okay, no? So talaga po makikita natin na parang yung ngayon there's really that convenience, no? Ano to na parang accessible sa ating mga leaders, no, at mga advisors ngayon. At sabi nyo nga mas marami silang opportunities, mas marami silang mga privileges ngayon. Manager, follow up ko lang of all the many initiatives that you have done in the past. Ano po doon ang nakikita nyo na applicable pa rin sa panahon ngayon?
Okay. Micromanaging of agent does not work today. To elaborate, today we are paid more on things we do not do.
Yes.
Because we delegate and empower.
Yeah.
Alam mo, panahon nung araw pati calculator mahal-mahal
Oh.
Tinatapon lang Di ba? Ngayon cellphone, nakakalculate lahat.
Yes.
So that was the main difference. Yes.
Okay. How about naman po yung ginawa nyo before na sa tingin nyo pwede pa rin ngayon?
Okay. Number 1, leaders should lead agent. We only manage system. We should not manage agent. That's number 1. Number 2, I follow the 20/80 rule. Let me explain. The top 20% of our agency force delivers 80% of our goal. And of course, looking at the top, the last 20% of the agency will leave us. No matter what we do, they will leave us. So pag umalis sa atin, don't feel bad because that's natural. Our goal is to develop the middle 60% into the top 20%. That's my main job, to develop agent. Number 3, as a leader, I am their coach, I'm the scorekeeper, and more important, I am their cheerleader. Because agent wants to know the following. Do you believe in excellence? Can I trust you? And do you care for me? Thank you.
Okay. So thank you very much Manager Johnny it's indeed marami pa rin po yung mga talagang basic values na ginagamit niyo po before kahit po after so many decades are still applicable ngayon katulad po ng mga sinabi niyo. So thank you for sharing that Manager John. Sir Ivy?
Ito naman para sa inyong tatlo, we are now experiencing a very challenging time under this COVID-19. Can you please recall one challenging time in your early part of your career as a leader, and how did you overcome that particular challenge? So maybe umpisa naman natin kay Maritz. Can you please take that question first?
Challenge that
You've
experienced before the pandemic?
Yes, correct. Oh.
Okay. I think it was the premature branch that I accepted. Kasi it came as a surprise. Kasi nung panahon na yon, ang branches were really opened by corporate in Canada. Kasi at that time we were just a branch, Hindi pa naman Sun Life of Philippines, Sun Life Canada Philippines then. So probably it was a prelude, to our 100 years in 1995. Suddenly, 2 branches were created. So fortunately, I was in the top 3. Number 3 lang naman yata kami noon Kasi during those times, ang mga top branches namin were really the Chinese branches. So this is one way of I knew I knew we could not compete with them. So ang battle cry ko noon, let's be the top Filipino branch in Sun Life. Yun, di ba? So we were given this branch, I accepted it. Premature nga ito. So as I told you kanina, I only had 2 unit managers and 33 financial advisors, and our growth was really slow, di ba? Nahirapan kami. Tsaka walang may gusto mag-manager sa Sun Life noon because ang tawag namin doon, ang management, empty. Management trainee ka pa lang, empty. Wala talaga. So a lot of us there, a lot of our advisors, our top advisors preferred to be advisors. So they never saw the option of building a team. Ako naman, maaga ko kasing nakita yon, di ba? In fact, when I was being interviewed, I was asking my unit manager then, Jobin McLaren, how I could be a unit manager like her. Not knowing, maybe she was also happy hearing that from me kasi at that time pala, she was already being grown to be a branch manager. So I was one of her first unit managers of the Malabon New Business Office. Yun. So, kung challenge man lang, yan, wala rin kami masyadong specific na training non for leaders. Karamihan ng training, and that's what I have observed with companies, no? They would give a lot of attention on building MDRTs, building advanced advisors. Pero as far as management is concerned, bahala ka na lang dyan. And I'm so thankful that Gama was there.
Yeah.
I was invited by Mr. Season, aksidente pa, doon ko na-meet si Malu for the first time because I would see her being president of LUA. Nakikita ko si Malu, tsaka si Jan sa LUA convention, no, di ba? So, napilitan lang ako kasi sabi ni Mr. Season noon, siya kasi yung nagdala ng END dito eh. He was the president of Gama then.
Gama.
Yeah. Mali, sumali ka na. Sabi niya kasi kulang ako ng attendees, hindi to matutuloy. So, well, just to support him being the first president of Gama coming from Sun Life, pumasok ako. So, and that really gave me a real training, no? Kasi doon, ang kailangan, ang output mo is a business plan. So, I really seriously did my business plan kasi Mr. Season promised me that if I finish my business plan, he would give me 50% refund of my EMDB. $1,000 kaya no, $1,000 noon eh. Mahal noon nung time na yon, ano? That was like 1999. So it really helped me build. So we started building eucalyptus in 2000. Kaya nagkaroon kami ng Vision 2010.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Again, premature, but you responded with looking for resources, training, and mentors. No? Malu, ikaw naman. Ano yung challenge?
Ang challenge sa akin was in 1997, there was a district in Insular Life na the district manager left to go abroad. So they're looking for a district manager to replace him. So considering that there are already 5 unit managers around, meaning I just have to head the district, and so I will be the district manager. So in other words, I was promoted from a unit manager to a district manager, diretso. For lack of someone to replace the one who resigned, di ba? So that was also a blessing, but at the same time, a big challenge for me. Why? You know, it's so difficult to handle people whom you do not know really. Kasi they were just there, and it's so difficult to get their commitment, their loyalty, and then they're always kind of challenging you. Alam mo yun? Na parang, sige nga, tingnan natin kung kaya mo, you know? So, I guess it's really being able to develop my relationship with them one by one, and that, well, some of them are already with Manulife right now. Nag-spin off na siya sa Manulife. And some of them have gone abroad. Alam mo yun, but the beautiful thing was that in the last 14 years of being with them as the district manager, I have learned a lot from them. Parang naging practice ba for me to be able to lead. But it's different when you are the ones recruiting.
Yes.
It's really different. So I try to recruit some people as well. But you see, para siya kasing group na kanya-kanya na sila, and ang hirap talaga i-manage. Ang hirap i-manage. Pero I survived for 14 years. So, what did I do at that time? Well, magkaklase kami ni Maritz sa EMD, di ba? Nagsishare pa nga kami ng business plan namin. But it's really difficult when you don't recruit them yourself. So for me, that's one of the lessons that I've learned. But the experiences, the challenges, and the opportunity to get to know each one of them is something that is very nice privilege for me. Kasi in a way, I also grow as a person.
But that's
Yun.
very true, no? Parang turning a challenge into an opportunity
Yeah,
to grow
ito
and to
an
learn.
opportunity.
Yeah. Pero
Yun.
pareho kayo ni Maritza, parang premature, pero nilabanan nyo all in and you became
Yes.
successful, no?
Kaya
Jan,
kami,
talagang all the way through, ha? Okay. Jan, ikaw naman, what major challenge you faced in the past and you were able to overcome?
Well, maybe let me answer this from the Philippine setting, macro level. Pwede ba?
Oh, go ahead.
I can tell you of two incidents in the past. Like during the last 2 years of Marcos' reign, our dollar reserve went down, US to peso exchange went up tripled, interest rates soared, and no one wants to lend the Philippine money because of the debt moratorium. Samang economically talagang down ng Philippines. No? Under this situation, as insurance agent and company, we concentrated on taking care of our clients as usual, reminding everyone the risk at hand. Okay, I remember that the production during those time, believe me or not, went up by 300% because we neglected what's happening. Instead, we concentrated on recruiting, and we went up. That was 1985, 86. Okay, in the year 2008, there was a global financial crisis. The stock market suffered. My team production went down, but we still convinced clients to buy on lows, concentrate on recruiting more agents, and within 4 to 5 years, the economy bounced back like every cycle. Kasi economy pag bumaba, tataas yun. Pag tumaas, bababa. So those are the two occasions I can think of. Of course, I had personal challenge ng marami, but na-elaborate na ng dalawang kaibigan ko what they did, but I shared on the macro level.
I think that's a very wonderful sharing. What I can gather, there are many things outside of our control.
Yes.
And what you've done is that ask yourself the question, what is it that I can control?
Yes.
You can control recruiting, you can control the activity of your people, and look what happened, di ba? Your production went up quadruple, as you said. Again, to the three of you, thank you. Jay, go ahead, please.
Yes. Now I have a question for our two lady managers, Maritz and Malu. During the earlier years of your career, it can be said that the life insurance industry is a more male-dominated industry. No, there were more male managers than female managers. How difficult or how challenging was it for the two of you to develop, to grow, and to thrive in a male-dominated industry? How did you successfully work your way through it? Maybe I can ask Miss Malu first.
well, for me, I'm one person who believes in sharpening the saw. So, kaya kami magkaklase ni Maritz kasi most of the seminars that needs for me that needs a lot of development as a person or knowing how to become a better leader, anything that concerns about me improving as a leader or a better person, I'm always there. Even up to this time, magkaklase pa rin kami ni Maritz.
Looking for ways to survive.
Yeah.
During the pandemic.
That's my
Nakikita
way
pa
of
rin talaga kami
surviving.
ngayon. You know, it was like more than 20 years ago pa.
I know, Maritz. And the good thing there is that we never stop really learning. For me, I can always be a better version of myself. And the only way to do that is that to attend all these seminars. Alam mo ba, meron akong Wednesday coffee moment with Attorney Leo Cabrera. Meron akong in-game ng Thursday evening kay Mac Comandante. Meron ako kay Gordon Hu na recruitment every Friday. Alam mo yung ganon? But for me, sabi ko, that's my way of really updating myself because I wanted to make sure that if my financial advisor will ask me, how do you do this? May sagot ako. nakakayang teka po na tatanungin ko na muna, di ba? So
Yeah.
for me, I'd like to really be knowledgeable and having that confidence kasi I'm somebody who is a warrior eh. Ako yung warrior and doer. No, when you are a warrior and a doer, you wanted to make sure what you're doing is right. Okay? So because of that, I feel confident. So I don't get so much threatened by the male leaders in the industry because I know what I'm doing is right. Yan.
Wala kayong na-experience na bullying before? Walang mga bullying?
Well, some of my male agency leaders, they used to bully me, and you know what I do? I just talk to them one-on-one, and then I said, "What's your problem with me?" And then we try to compromise. Oo. Nagkaroon ako ng ganyang experience. Oo. During my Buendia District Office times. But I said, I know I can do this. What is it that they don't like? What is it that they expect from me? But I see with your constant dialogue and communication with them, I survived. I survived.
Face the issue head on, ika nga po.
Yes, of course.
Thank you, Manager Malu. Miss Maritz, ikaw naman, paano mo naging successful in a male-dominated industry before?
Ako naman kasi, honestly, no, I've never felt uncomfortable or inferior in a male-dominated leadership, di ba? Like, as I've told you, when I joined Sun Life, karamihan talaga males ang branch managers. There were only 2 female branch managers, and one of them was my branch manager, Jobin McLaren. And all the marketing directors of Sun Life, there were 4 of them. No, we're all males, and one of them was Pete Season. He was our marketing director. Tapos, of course, in Gama, I think I have served Danny and Mr. Season. So, males din lang naman ito. And of course, John, mga 4 binibilang ko. There are 4 past presidents, no, that I worked with after I became president of Gama. So, parang I think we're blessed, no, Malu? Kasi in this industry, wala namang discrimination dito eh. Both male and females, we were given the same opportunity. Basta, pantay-pantay lang yan. You just have to perform and make sure that you deliver the numbers, right?
Yes.
Kaya, I never felt discriminated upon. So, I think that's the reason why I'm happy. I tried. Pero ngayon yata mas marami ng female leaders thanks to in Sun Life. We have more female leaders now. Okay. So we're really blessed kasi we're given equal opportunity to have impacts and to be able to change lives, no, and to bring out the best in the people that we touch.
Yeah. And I think that very yung positive attitude and the confidence that you have in yourselves, no, really allowed you to be, masasabi na po natin talaga that you are 2 of the most successful women managers in the industry, no. Of course, I have to add si Tita Lulu Del Mundo, no, talagang isa sa parang mga icons at idols na rin po natin yon, no. The 2 of you really have made a name, no, for yourself, not only here locally, but you have been recognized also in the international stage, ika nga po. Having said that, what piece of advice can you give to some of our female agency leaders who may still find difficulty asserting themselves or are still being restricted, no, by their genders, no? Kasi unfortunately, no, meron pa rin po kasing mga cases na gano'n, no, na parang nalilimit sila just because they are female leaders. Any piece of advice po, Miss Maritz and then Miss Malu?
Hindi ko kasi masyado na-experience nga yung discrimination, no, right? But, well, I think for female leaders now who want to succeed, no, in the industry, you just do your part. I agree with Malu. You keep on honing your skills. Continuing education dapat yan and continuous learning. So you will be ahead, you will be ahead of your pack. Okay. And parang ako, siguro psychologically I had to do this, no, di ba? I have earned a lot of designations actually, even if I didn't have to do it. So pare-pareho 'yon, both as an advisor and as a leader, no. So yung designation ko as leaders, pareho kami ni Malu. Oo. Nag-CAM kami pareho niya.
Pareho
Certified
kami.
Agency Manager from University of Malaya.
We're the
And I
first
just
graduates.
finished, yes, I just finished my GLMP. This is given by Gamma and American College. So I think I was one of the first din na kumuha din ng LUTCF noon, ano. Ang hindi ko lang nagawa talaga, kumuha nung RFP at that time. I remember I was the president of Gamma then when RFC was coming in, Malu. Diba? So, we were supposed to sponsor that, I remember. But of course, LUAP called our attention that they should be initiating it because this is a designation for advisors. Ayun. So recently, I just finished the designation of Attorney Cabrera. So certified wealth planner na rin ako.
Yeah.
And then CPP. Because we really have to show our model the way.
Yes.
So going back to Malu, sinasabi niya kanina, hanggang ngayon, nagkikita pa rin kami sa classes, no? The recent Mac Comandante. Gulat ako, parang dito si Malu. We were trying to improve on our signature talks. Imagine,
Yes.
tatanda namin ganito, we still want to improve on the way we write our talks, no, di ba? So, there are things to learn talaga. So, yun lang, advice ko sa mga leaders ngayon. So, you really have the confidence I don't want to use the word compete, but to thrive, no, in this industry.
Thank you, Manager Maritz. Miss Malu, any addition?
Well, for me, like if I know some of my agency leaders and financial advisors are attending a certain seminar, I make sure I'm also there. Okay? Kasi for me, I'd like to journey with them on whatever they're learning so that at the end of the day, if somebody will ask me, do you know about this? And I will say, sorry, I don't know because I did not attend that. But for me, that's my way of keeping my commitment so that I will make sure we grow together. We grow together ng aking financial advisor and my leader as well. And that, for me, sabi ko nga, it's always, there's always a better way of doing things, especially becoming a better version of yourselves. And one way to do that is really be a part of these communities. Pareho kami ni Marich na community member kami ng CWP ni Attorney Leo Cabrera, member kami kay Mac Comandante ng in-game community. Minsan nga nakikita ko pa may Facebook live pa si Marich. Alam mo yung ganon?
I have had 5 Facebook lives because I really want to experience what the young ones do, no, di ba? Nairaos ko naman, nakalimang Facebook live ako, collaborating with a millennial.
Good.
See, I think I've found allies, no? So of course, we have our more tenured leaders, no, to still share with us their successful practices. Pero ngayon, what's so exciting nowadays is to be able to collaborate with these young people, no? Gagaling talaga nila.
And that's my advice because I think whatever we're doing ni Maritz really help us a lot to remain afloat and at the same time be knowledgeable and be able to resonate with whatever pains and struggles that our financial advisors are undergoing. And of course, because of my age, I have an executive assistant who will help me with this technical thing. And for me, that's very, very useful.
So what I gathered really is the best weapon, no, is really self-development, no, continuous learning, no. That's the only way that you really can create, no, that self-confidence that we need, no, regardless if you are male or female, no, self-development is very crucial. Mr. IB?
It's nice to hear that you mentioned about the generations, the younger generations, no? And you have been long in the industry. Sometimes the challenge really is how do I how do I manage these people? Siguro ang question to all of you is that I assume that all of you have Gen Ys and Gen Cs in your teams right now. So the question is, how do you make sure that there is no communication gap, and that you continue to be an effective leader for these generations? No? Diyan muna nagtatapos ang part 1 ng ating episode, no? And thank you for joining us tonight. Please watch part 2 of this wonderful interview with some of our icons in the industry next week, September 9, 8 o'clock pa rin, on our FB page and our YouTube channel.
Yes, and this is a teaser of what you should not be missing next week. So everyone, see you again next Thursday. Sabi nga ni Boss IB, 8 p.m. here in Leaders in Action Facebook page and YouTube channel.
Okay, bye-bye. How do you make sure that there is no communication gap, and that you continue to be an effective leader for these generations, no? So
that is true, no, sa Gamma International. Pero sa Philippines, iba na. We have more female than male. Walang problema kami doon. Now, my children are Gen Y. I have a hard time dealing with them as I am a baby.
Baby boomers.
Yes.
De, traditional na daw. Tayo dyan.
Ikaw naman, how do you deal with the younger generation of leaders and advisors?
What is important is that we know each other. He will do the execution at his own time. You have to really trust them more and accept them as they are, understand that that's their kind of style and different from ours. So I said, that's good.
Siguro 80% are now X, halo-halo na to, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
I just found out.
Can I ask you why is that very important to you? Up to now, you are still very active. You are still moderators of EMD, of ELM, of LUTC. Why is this important to you?
It was my way of paying it back to the whole industry.
We were a premature branch. We had difficulty in growing it. So it was really the EMD of Gamma that gave me a break. I really love the motto of Gamma, no? Growth in sharing. So that's what we have been doing.